If you've ever faced the biting cold of winter during your outdoor adventures, this video is for you. The latest portable diesel heater from HCalory is not just your average heater, it's a portable powerhouse designed to tackle the toughest of conditions. We previously reviewed the HCalory A01, which you can check out up here, but their latest model here has quite a few key improvements. So stick with us to see why we think this is currently the best portable diesel heater you can buy.
Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up, it really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button, and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like. The latest HCalory rugged all-in-one diesel heater is available from Banggood, and you can find product links and we'll update any discount codes in the video description. In full disclosure, Banggood have kindly provided this heater for us to try, but we have not been paid for the review, nor do Banggood have any editorial control over what we say. As well as the main unit and instructions, we have an extension exhaust with clips and silencer, the normal 12 volt power lead, plus something you don't usually get with a diesel heater, a 240 volt mains adapter, and we'll talk about why this is very useful if you use a portable power station shortly. On the units itself, we have the control panel and the remote control stored nice and safely. Inside you can see the fuel tank and heater with everything already connected up. On the side you have the combustion exhaust, and underneath you have the combustion air intake with filter already fitted. So let's take it outside and give it a quick test before we do some more detailed testing. After popping some diesel into the tank, you can see this handy cutout in the case, so it's easy to check the level. We're going to be using our Allpowers A1500 power station as an electrical power source, as more and more people are using these, and I suspect this is why HCalory is starting to include a mains power lead. Whilst there is a slight impact on electrical efficiency using mains rather than 12 volt, most portable power stations don't have a 12 volt output with a high enough current rating for the initial ignition of the heater. The mains outputs generally do. If you want to check out our review of the Allpowers R1500, you can do that with the on-screen link or in the link in the video description. We think it is currently the best value power station in its class. So I've turned on the heater and we can see it is drawing around 120 watts of electrical power during the ignition phase. I didn't bother to prime it as the fuel pipe from tank to heater is only short, and before long we can hear the fuel pump kick in and the fuel ignite. We're getting heat from both the combustion exhaust and the hot air outlet, and the electrical power draw has dropped to 23 watts. Let's check the control panel works, and it's simple to drop the power from level 5 to level 1. This is also a good time to check out the Bluetooth connection to use the BLE heater app, which connects seamlessly and allows us to view and change the heater settings. Having a quick look with the thermal camera shows us we're getting lots of heat from the heater outlet and obviously the exhaust. Now for this short test I'm running the unit without the exhaust extension connected, and as you can see it's heating up the surface it stood on. Though it wasn't hot enough to mark or damage the surface, I wouldn't recommend doing this in long-term use due to the risk of damage or even fire. We'll use the app to shut down the heater. We are a fan of the older A01 model, which we've used on and off for the last 12 months without a hitch, but there are a few areas we thought needed improvement, and we're very happy to say the new model has tackled these well, so let's compare the two. From a size perspective, the new model seems more compact even without the added fuel tank that the A01 needs, but when you consider that as well, the new model is a much neater unit. As you'll see if you watch our video of the A01, the initial setup of the unit, plumbing in the air intake and the fuel tank, is a lot more involved than with the new model, which pretty much works straight out of the box. A big weak point for us was the mounting of the control panel on the old model, which not only was a pain in poor weather, but it was also very easy to damage. As you can see, ours is already missing the knob off the controller. With the new model, the controller is safely stored away, giving it protection from weather and damage. The inclusion of the mains power lead with the new model not only makes the unit a good option for cheap heating in outbuildings, garages and sheds, but also makes it possible to run the unit from a suitable portable power station, which most that only come with 12 volt leads can't be due to the high initial current requirement. You can of course use the included 12 volt lead if you have a suitable 12 volt source. With a Bluetooth connection as standard, it was only an option on the A01, and automatic altitude compensation, the new model is simplicity itself to use. Now there are a couple of things to note about the new model. Firstly, it doesn't come with any heating ducts, so you will need to add this if you want it. 3-inch standard ducting is perfect fit but more rigid, and we have also used this 4-inch flexible ducting, cinching it down to fit. Personally, I'm not keen on how close the exhaust is to the surface that the unit stands on. Even when the exhaust pipe is connected, it still gets quite warm. So you'll see in our test we raised the unit off the surface to give extra air gap. Now we're going to try out the heater in our van. As you can see, it's in a separate garage space with the air outlet ducted into the main living space using the same ducting as our LPG heater uses, and the exhaust is feeding to the outside. We're using the smaller Allpowers R600 power station. Again, you can check out our review of this in the on-screen link or in the video description, and we'll be monitoring the power usage and the air quality for hydrocarbons, particulate matter, volatile organic compounds, carbon monoxide and combustible gases. Firing up the heater, we can see that initial draw of 120 to 130 watts as it goes through the ignition phase. Once up and running, checking in the van with the thermal imaging, we can see it takes no time for the heat to start to come through the ducts, and the power consumption has dropped to just 41 watts on full power. In the first 8 minutes of use, including the ignition, it has used just under 0.01 kilowatt hours, which is 10 watt hours of electrical power. If we drop the heater to power level 5, the electrical power usage drops to just under 20 watts, and on level 1 to just under 10 watts. We'll leave it for 30 minutes on low to see how it warms the van and how much power it uses, whilst keeping a close eye on it using our CCTV camera. 30 minutes later we can feel and see quite a change in the temperature in the van, as you can start to see on the thermal imaging. Checking the power used in the first 30 minutes including ignition, it has used 0.015 kilowatt hours, that's 15 watt hours, and checking the air quality in the garage area, all measures continue to be normal. Having a quick check on the setup with thermal imaging shows us that only the areas we are expecting to be hot are hot. Now let's continue the test, cranking it up to full power for a further 30 minutes. We'll reset the power meter to see how much electrical power is used at full power. Coming up to 30 minutes later, we can see a dramatic change in the temperature in the van. And taking a look at the electrical power usage, it has used just over 0.02 kilowatt hours, that's 20 watt hours, in just under 30 minutes at full power. Now remember, that doesn't include ignition. And all the air quality measurements continue to be within the normal ranges. Now that's the electrical power usage. If you remember back to how much diesel we put in the first test, we've not added any since, and we've been running the heater for 30 minutes on its lowest setting and 30 minutes on its highest setting. The published consumption rates are from around 0.1 litres to 0.5 litres per hour depending on the heat setting. We found the Bluetooth app the best way to control the heater remotely, which also gives added functions like timer settings and scheduling start and stop. But if you don't want to use your phone or you don't have one, the supplied remote control can also turn the heater on and off and set the temperature. Overall, what do we think? Well, to be honest, it's really hard to find anything not to like. It's dead simple to set up and use, it has improved on all the weak points that we found with the A01, and the price in our view is very reasonable. As more and more people turn to portable power stations for their power, the inclusion of the mains adapter is a great solution to enable these to be used. As of releasing this review, there is only stock available from China, so the delivery cost is pretty high, but do look out for when there is stock in the UK warehouse, as this gives rapid and usually free delivery. We'll also include any discount codes that we're provided in the video description. Look out for our upcoming tour video of our 4x4 mini camper, where you'll see the new HCalory in action in the wild. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.